immediately, Andre, fast for a day or two. Do a Suero V cleanse and just fast for 1 or 2 days, and you'll notice a dramatic decrease in your symptomology, whatever it is, if it's your eyes or wherever your symptoms are. As far as the MRI goes, I wouldn't worry about that too much. That's the least of your problems at this point.
Okay, and when you fast, Ben, do you just drink water, or can you drink juice? Or
No, juice is a big problem.
Or
Veggie juice, not fruit juice. Veggie juice you could do. Fruit juice could be a problem because the sugar is readily accessible and it can throw off your insulin chemistry, and it can throw off a lot of things. So you want to stay away from sugars, but vegetable juice can be helpful. Lemon, like a squeeze of lemon in some water maybe, and just do a little lemon juice, or do a Suero V cleanse where I don't know if you're doing the longevity products, Andre, but we have a product called Suero V. Check out the Suero V, SUEROVIE, and you could do a Suero V fast where you do half a bottle every hour. I'm sorry if I gave you too much information. I didn't mean to, but there's a lot of folks who have thyroid problems, and we're helping everybody out here today. Is that okay, Andre?
Well, I appreciate that. Yeah,
God bless you, my friend.
I really appreciate all the information. Thank you so much.
Okay, buddy. Take care, man. Have a beautiful day. All right, let's go to Michigan and welcome Beth to the bright side. Good morning, Beth.
Good morning.
Hey.
I have a friend who is diabetic. And interestingly, it seems to kind of run in the family. He had a brother with it and a sister that developed it at a very young age, and the brother did too. Now, he's older and has developed it, and I'm wondering what I can do to help.
So easy, Beth. This is the most tragic of all our health conditions. You know, if you look at the statistics, mortality statistics in the United States, you'll find that diabetes is the third leading cause of death. But when you factor in that diabetes is associated with cardiovascular disease, which is the first leading cause of death, and diabetes is associated with cancer, which is the second leading cause of death, diabetes, with all of these, when you add all these factors in, diabetes is the number one cause of death in this country and probably around the world, and a source of untold amount of misery. And here's where it becomes so tragic. It's unnecessary. It's, for the most part, an eating disease. It's how we eat. So all you got to do is control how you eat. Now, of course, that's easier said than done because, as we talked about last week at length, we get addicted to food, we get conditioned to food, we're hypnotized to eat, we eat for emotional reasons. We're the only animals that eat because we're depressed. Lions don't get depressed. Lions don't eat because they're depressed. Animals in the wild don't eat when they're bummed out. We do. With the exception, by the way, of domesticated animals, which that do get diabetes. But wild animals don't eat emotionally. We do. Part of the domestication process, and it could be argued that we are intentionally domesticated through fluoride and through sugar and through processed food. And why that is, well, I'll leave that up to you listeners to decide why we're intentionally domesticated, but you can pretty much guess. The fact of the matter is we eat for reasons that are not associated to health, not associated to what we need. We eat not just because we're hungry, not just because we need to be nourished. This is what diabetes is. Diabetes is our punishment for eating incorrectly. And I know that might be politically incorrect. I'm sorry to say. But that's just the health facts. That's just the scientific facts. Diabetes is the price we pay for eating incorrectly. But the good news is we can turn it around instantly by simply changing how we eat and then throwing in some nutritional supplements that help us process sugar. So, number one, you got to stop eating so many, not you, but your friend or whoever's dealing with this issue has to stop eating so many calories, especially calories that come from refined flour and sugar. And that includes fruits, unfortunately, today. Although small amounts of fruits are not necessarily a problem, but big melons and, eating honeydew and eating fruit 5 times a day, etc., that could be a problem. So, restricting your intake of processed foods, processed sugars, processed carbs, starchy veggies, sweet fruits, etc. Step number 1. Step number 2, making sure you use nutrients that help you process sugar, and there's a slew of them. Chromium and vanadium, superstars for processing sugar. Niacin, vitamin B3, superstar for helping the body process sugar. Vitamin B1, thiamine, superstar for helping the body process sugar. Sulfur is important. Sulfur is an element in the molecule insulin. insulin. Selenium is also important. The amino acid taurine is important. The amino acid arginine is important. Omega-3 fatty acids are important. More fiber, important. More water, especially after meals. If you fall off the wagon, drink a bunch of water. If you go to a party and you eat a bunch of sweets or insulin spiking foods, drink a bunch of water. Now, also, it's important to recognize that blood sugar will spike when our cortisol goes up, when we're under stress. So making sure, this is how stress makes you fat. You may have heard it hasn't been out and it hasn't been advertised as much lately, but there used to be commercials running for how stress makes you fat. Have you heard about, anti-cortisol kinds of supplements? You remember that a couple of years ago they were talking about that? This is why. When we're under stress, our liver will release sugar and our blood sugar will go up. So relaxing the body is also important. Last but most certainly not least, probiotics and good bacteria. This is new news. This is recent news, at least within the last year or so. The microbiome, that is bacteria that live in the gut, have a major role to play in sugar metabolism and in energy processing. So making sure you're taking care of gut health, that intestinal health, using probiotics, the Biolumin Nightly Essence, as well as fermented foods, and then also keeping the environment hospitable for good bacteria with fiber and vegetables, veggie juices. Beth, this is so tragic. It's heartbreaking because not only is it a leading cause of death, but it's a leading cause of blindness. It's a leading cause of amputation. It's just a leading cause of misery. And if you go to a doctor, you're going to end up with a toxic drug, an awful drug. And that's not going to increase your longevity one whit, even though it may lower your blood sugar artificially. So please, Beth, I would encourage you to start using or have your friend start using some of these nutrients and take advantage of these nutritional strategies that we talk about all the time. Last but not least, go ketogenic. Use the ketogenic diet. Have your friend listen to our archives for the last couple of days when we're talking about the ketogenic diet. Okay, I know I gave you a bunch of information, but you can listen to it on the archives at Ben Fuchs Archives or brightsideben.com. Okay?
Thank you so much.
Thank you. God bless you. Have a beautiful day. All right, David in Texas, you get the last word. What's up, my friend?
Hey, good morning, Ben. This is Dave in Austin, Texas.
Hey, Dave.
A couple things. I'll try to make it really quick.
Yes.
You had a caller just a few minutes ago referring to his Graves' disease.
Yes.
You got me through my Graves' disease. When the doctors wanted to remove my thyroid, I had it really bad. I had eyes, and I was actually growing boobs, man. It was terrible.
Isn't that awful?
It was horrendous. So
how'd you do it? I got about 20 seconds. Give us a couple of quick tips, and then I'm going to have to let you go because we only got 20 seconds.
Get that gut in shape with the ultimate enzymes, man. Get lots of oxygen, deep breathe, and get nutrients, man. Get some nutrition, through the BTT, veggie juice, whatever it takes, and reduce that stress, man.
Thank you.
I can get you to talk about Ezekiel bread, man.
I'll try and talk about that tomorrow. David, I got to go. Thank you so much, man. Have a beautiful day. That's all the time we have for today. I'm Pharmacist Ben. Have a beautiful, spectacular, awesome day. We'll talk to y'all later, folks. Bye for now.